Some call it fate, some call it the universe's way of keeping score, but I specifically know it is karma. Welcome back to episode 11 of Karma's a Mitch. Did quite a bit this week, so I'm really happy to get into that, talking about all the sort of stuff I did, and just a little bit, just some fun stuff. That's what I do. That's all I do. I try not to talk about anything that's going on too much, but just talk about what's been going on in my life, just to keep talking and keep going and just share a little bit about what's going on in my life. So I'm most enthusiastic about, however, largely disappointed by, Brantford's Hip Fest. That was this Saturday out at Harmony Square. I've been there for a handful of events before, but everything that I had seen online, everything that friends had shown me about it, it said it was from 7 to 10 at night. So, I had to do something up until around about 7. I got there quarter after 7 in Brantford, which is a really good time. However, nowheres did I see they had changed the time to 5 to 8. So I showed up with 45 minutes left. They went just a little bit past 8 o'clock, but they had started much earlier than what I had anticipated. So I only got to see a handful of their show, but out of all the different Tragically Hip cover bands I've seen, the Practically Hip is by far my favorite. I had seen them, I think, 2 years ago at the Hagersville Rocks. They were the first band on the country day, so it wasn't a great fit. I was the only one that really wanted to see them. I didn't stay. I think Jess Moskaluk was playing that day, and I didn't even stick around for that either. So yeah, it was a great show, the 45 minutes I seen of it, but it definitely wasn't what I had hoped for. Lots of people out there, lots of great people just enjoying the music of the hip. They did have a handful of vendors, nothing that was hip themed, so that was good because I absolutely would have spent way too much money on stuff. I already have enough hip merchandise. I mean, it's all over my room. I keep telling people I have a hip wall, and I do right behind me, but I mean, there's other posters, there's other things, and oh my goodness, just all over I have it. And the books, the box set that I do have, I'm a big hip fan. If anyone was going to this thing, it was going to be me. So going out there and just standing out it was a beautiful night as well. I had my shirt on. I had my hat. There was a handful of people with shirts I hadn't seen before as well, from like old concert shirts. Someone was wearing the White Jaws shirt from National Celebration, because that's coming up in 2 days, this Wednesday. Oh my goodness. It was an amazing show, amazing community as well, because, well, they did Hip Fest because 9 years ago, when they had their final show in Kingston, they broadcast it live on the Bell Network, or CBC. I think it says watch live on CBC, but you know, Bell had the rights to it. So people did watch parties. And I specifically remember my driving instructor telling me about it, because he knew I was a big hip fan, because we would just drive around, because I was just doing the driving stuff for the insurance, you know, so I can get a little bit cheaper insurance. So we would just drive around. He wouldn't even like tell me to do anything. He's just like, all right, turn here, turn there. And we would just chat. And he told me that he went and watched the final show there at Harmony Square. And it was packed. They packed in to Harmony Square. And then after the show was done, everyone went to all the bars and restaurants around. And they did it there. And they just kept the party going. Because it was, I mean, according to like Numeris, which, you know, counts how many people listen to like the radio as well, a third of the population of Canada at the time was watching. Estimated a third. I think it was, well, I think that's a good estimate. My dad watched it at work. I know he did that. I saw a little bit. I saw bits and pieces of it. Just scrolling through on the TV. I know Dad had said something about it, so I was really curious. So I watched a little bit of it. I was 11 at the time, turning 12. Yeah, so 11, and now I just watch it again every single year. So going to Harmony Square, back to somewheres where they had a lot of history about just the community of watching the Hip there play their last show. Especially so close to the 9th anniversary. Next year's 10. It's coming up. I swear they're going to release it as an album. And just seeing everyone enjoy the music. Because the Practically Hip, so there's a handful I've seen. I've seen the Strictly Hip. I watched them in St. Catharines in a tiny little warehouse, basically concert venue. Maybe 100 people, 100 people max, in the room. I skipped my second prom because that was my 5th year of high school. So I skipped the second prom to go with my, at the time, girlfriend. And I thought it was an amazing show. Because it was almost to the day, an anniversary for Live at the Roxy, because they had just released that earlier that year. So not only did they do all the songs in the orders, they also did all of they weren't really speeches, but it was more of I call them Gordisms, because the band starts to riff through a song, and then he will just start saying stuff. So the most famous one from Live at the Roxy is the Killer Whale Tank, and it's in New Orleans is sinking, and he talks about working at an aquarium and how the big killer whale takes his arm off. But they also had Locked in the Trunk of a Car during Highway Girl. So what they would do a lot of the time is use song lyrics that they were working on and spin it into a story and use it during the riff. Now, the Practically Hip do it as well. And what they do, they do a handful of things. So they do the prelude, this one's for the girls, that sort of thing. Which one was it? It was, I think, National Celebration. They go into Bob Cajun. This one, they're all for the girls, but this one's for the girls. Or maybe it was That Night in Toronto. I think it was That Night in Toronto. This one's, no, because That Night in Toronto, they go into Bob Cajun. They do it in Wheat Kings as well. They did it on Wheat Kings. This one's for the girls. And they also did, during Fully Completely, they did a handful of lyrics from The Last of the Unplugged Gems. Violins and tambourines, and this is what they think they mean. It's hard to say, it's sad but true. I'm kind of dumb, and so are you. And I had to look it up. I feel bad because that's one of my favorite songs from the album, Road Apples. That and Long Time Running. But and then they do stuff in the middle as well, and they go into different songs with different bands, because the Hip would do that one as well. There's so many different ways that they've done it, and they just bring all of it back in. So no matter what you listen to, whether you listen to their old live stuff, whether you listen to the newer stuff, because I recently got Live at Abbotsford as an MP3 on my computer. So now I have all their stuff from things like We Are the Same and World Container now as well. All that live stuff, as well as the older. But it's an experience. It's as close to an experience with the Hip as anyone's going to get now. Because just watching how Gord handled a crowd is insane. Because it's not rock music as a lot of people think. It's more of a folky, like very light rock, alt rock. It's people call them Canada's rock band, but they changed as time went on to something a little more soft, something a little more meaningful, and you could tell that changed as well. Now, if you watched their docu-series on Amazon, they had said Gord was watching back some of their shows, and he just said, I don't want my kids to know me as a clown on stage. So he slowed down, but he didn't completely stop. And Live at Abbotsford is a good show of that. You can find it on YouTube. 25 songs. Amazing set list. I love... It's just the perfect mix of all of the different genres of hip. All the different eras. And of course, National Celebration's an amazing one as well. But, no. So, what did I... Oh, I saw... So, right. So, I have also seen 50 Mission. Now, of all of the hip cover bands that I've seen, 50 Mission was by far the worst. I saw them at Hip for Hospice. So, they just did a show for the Stedman Community Hospice in Brantford. And they just played all of Up to Here. And then they played, like, Poets and Fully Completely. That's it. That's all they played. They played all of Up to... Excuse me. They played all of Up to Here. And then a little bit more. So I was not insanely happy with the with that show. Now, Strictly Hip, they're from Boston, and they weren't bad. I did like their show. They did kind of give up on the Live at the Roxy a little bit because people weren't so into it. I was really looking forward to seeing them play Montreal, because I think I seen it on their set list, but I don't know if that was... I don't think they played it Live at the Roxy. I do have it pulled up in front of me quickly, hopefully. Yeah, they didn't actually play it. But I also... No, it was All Canadian Surf Club I wanted to see them play. But they didn't actually end up getting to it, which was unfortunate, because I do like that one. They turned like a 3-minute song into 8 minutes on the Live at the Roxy album, and then, oh my goodness! But I want to see some more of the uncovered songs, like off the deluxe albums. I want to see more of the Saskadelphia. I want to see more of like Insomniacs and Songwriters Cabal from Phantom Power, and there's more too. Boots are... Yeah, sorry, Up to Here. Get Back Again, Rain, Hearts, and Fire, Wait So Long, She's Got What It Takes, all that sort of stuff. There's a handful of more live stuff too, all the live stuff from the albums. And then all the demos, but you're not going to do a demo. But just the different live shows that they have, and oh my goodness, like there's so much they can do, but everyone's going to want the same 10 songs is the problem. So, that's just what it is, right? So, they're going to be at the Winona Peach Fest, the Practically Hip, this Friday. So, I'm going to try and free myself up so I can go and see them there as well. So, I can get like a full show. Because, again, I saw them at Hagersville Rocks, but no one cared. Everyone just wanted to move on with the country acts. I was the only one there for the Practically Hip, and I stayed for their set, and then I left. So I'm looking forward to that. What else is coming up? Right, National Celebration's coming up. So this Wednesday, 9th anniversary. I'd already said it, but I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I put it on every now and again, But just watching it on the anniversary is so much bigger, and especially when I missed it the first time around. So being able to watch it just the full way through is amazing. How long is it? I don't even know. It's almost 3 hours long, but it's, yeah. I'm speechless, which sucks for a podcast, is the problem. So, I don't know if I've said it before, but they said in their docuseries that their first ever show, they played basically across the street from the venue at the college. And then they played their last show right across the street. And it was like, oh my goodness. With all of Gord Downey's health problems, the amount of shows that they did beforehand, because I have the tour poster now as well. They did a show in Hamilton, Toronto, Ottawa. I think they did 2 shows in Toronto. But all the shows out in Vancouver, out in just out west as well. Like, it was insane. And, wow. It's just great to get back and to watch it again. So I'm looking forward to that this Wednesday. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Because we were planning on going out to the beach. When did I go out to the beach? Did I talk about that? I don't really know. I just went out to the beach. Had a good time. Got a lot of sun. Came back, shot some guns a day or two later, and then got super real burnt. My almost JFK gun. Almost JFK gun. It's a really nice gun. I do really like it. It's a little tough still on the bolt, so I don't know what exactly the problem is. I did get some evapor rust. I didn't know. I knew about it, but I didn't know it worked nearly as good as it does. So my dad got some as well. And just the amount of tools that we had that were unusable because of the rust that now work, just basically good as new, is insane. So I think I'm gonna put the barrel in there, and then I'm gonna see what happens with it, because it's not gonna damage anything in it. Like, it's not, I don't know what it is, but like it's a water based, like it's called evapor rust. So, you know. What else is going on? Oh my goodness, Pinterest. I thought Pinterest was done with me, right? And I thought that they had just taken everything off that was supposed to be taken off. Because again, I haven't used Pinterest in 5 years. I still don't. I should just like block them, but I think it's also kind of funny. They keep removing pins for violation of their guidelines on self-injury and harmful behavior. After a review of our decision, we've decided to... Oh, they've reinstated my pin. I didn't even go back and say... I didn't appeal this. I didn't do anything. But now they've reinstated them. See, it doesn't even tell me what. See, these rules apply to all pins, including ones on your secret boards. If we notice more pins that conflict... Like, who's looking at this now? Like, honestly, like, really? Like, what's going on? Like, they keep removing pins from boards. Like, I don't know what... I didn't submit an appeal. And it's coming back like, hey, we actually, like, reinstated it. Like, are you appealing it on my behalf? Like, I don't understand. Is someone else using my Pinterest? Like, I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. But, like, it's... Yeah, so they just keep removing my pins and then, like, oops, sorry, we reinstated it. Like, I don't care what you do to me. Like, get rid of my Pinterest, then. I'm just going to keep crashing out about Pinterest because that's what I do. Like, I still don't know how it works. I see, I've said all this before. I'm still not really over talking about the Tragically Hip. Again, I never will be. I never can be. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the live shows, because there's maybe a half dozen different live shows that are actually released through like iTunes, that sort of stuff. That's what I usually use it on. Um, so they have their Misty Moon show from their Up to Here deluxe album released last year. They also have Live at Metropole in 1998 from Phantom Power. Of course, Live at the Roxy, one of my favorite shows they've released. Road Apples didn't have any live shows. Now they have a live recording of Grace 2 from their Now for Plan A deluxe version released back in 2012. Now, I'm not 100% sure what the three shows they're live from, whether it's three separate shows, whether it's a one big show, because I feel like it was an outdoor show. You can also catch their performance at Woodstock on YouTube as well. I mentioned Abbotsford in 2009 too. And then they have their live albums, Live 10, where they release 10 live songs from different places, different times, different years. They have one from the New Maybe, which is live at the Bathhouse, which is their recording studio. So just other live stuff like that. That Night in Toronto from 2005, I think it's either 2004 or 2005. I can't quite remember. I feel like that was before I was born, and then they released it like the year after. Live Between Us from Detroit, the Cobo Arena in Detroit. That one's another good show. A lot of their older stuff then. Fully Completely is another good one. They're all good. What am I on about? I don't know a bad one. But the live stuff from Fully Completely, the deluxe edition, is from the Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto. So that's really cool. I want to go and watch something there, but there's not much. No, the live shows are something else, because you get the experience when you're just listening to the studio album, but the live album is completely different. Or even just the live shows. Like I'm not one for much live music. Like I'm not going, oh, well, I know something's live here, let's go see it, because I'm free. But typically, if I went and saw the Beaches, I went and saw Bush, it adds up really quick, especially now with the ticket prices. But I might go see the Beaches in early November, but I gotta figure out who I'm going with, because there's a handful of possibilities, and we gotta figure it out. This is before I buy tickets, right? I think last time I checked, there was a handful. So save a handful for me, because I might go with some people. But, oh my goodness, what else do I talk about? I don't even know. I went to the record store yesterday, because I was going to Princess Idaho in Brantford to get some Evapo Rest. Haven't used it yet, but from what I've heard, it's really good. And I got a printed vinyl. I'd seen it before, like I've seen them, but I didn't know you could actually play them. So I got a printed vinyl from Top Gun Maverick. Now I have the original Top Gun soundtrack. I've had that one for years. And now I have the printed version of the Maverick soundtrack, which is a much worse soundtrack. Between the two movies, now we're talking about Top Gun. Between the two movies, the original is so much better. Quentin Tarantino says it's a movie about Tom Cruise struggling with his homosexuality. And then, the second one is just Star Wars. It's just Star Wars. So they have this big bad guy, the big powerful bad guys that are creating enriched uranium, so they have to do a very dangerous mission in two-seater aircraft where they have to fly down a narrow strait with anti-air defenses all over. So they have to fly in the canyon, and then they have to hit a very narrow target. I think, did they have to do it without, I think their targeting system also went down as well. And then they have to get out and dogfight their way back, which is exactly what happens in Star Wars. It's just Star Wars. Now, am I saying the movie was bad? No, it was a half decent movie. But like, the original Top Gun is so much better. Like, they don't actually do anything in the original Top Gun. It's just fly plane and maybe I'm gay. Homoerotic volleyball montage, aviator sunglasses, and I'm gonna have a kind of weird sexual relationship with this Iceman. Val Kilmer, because he's hot and has his shirt off most of the time. And the amount of wieners you see through towels is insane for a movie in the 80s. From what I've heard, it's not. From what I've heard, that's because I haven't seen Labyrinth, but from what I've heard about Labyrinth, it's insane. But yeah, I picked it up. So I didn't actually know you could. I didn't know they were actually like playable, and I don't get I don't I don't get vinyl to play it. I get it so I have a larger print of the album cover, and that's really it. But it's not an album cover. Like, it just came in like a vinyl sleeve, like clear plastic. So I just pinned it up on my wall because, I mean, what else am I going to do with it? I'm not going to play it because the soundtrack sucks. And if I want to play a good soundtrack, I'll play the actual Top Gun soundtrack. With the amount of memorabilia I have of like the Tomcats and the F-18s from the new movie, dude, the Tomcat, I think they just destroyed the last like in-service Tomcat when they did the raids in Iran, which is super upsetting because really nice plane. Oh my goodness. But the Tomcat, I love the Tomcat. I have a model kit, but since I'm awful at like trying to figure out what any of the steps mean, or like even just going ahead and doing something about it, like I can't paint is my problem. Like, I have a B-14 Mitchell, or sorry, a B-20, oh my goodness, a B-25 Mitchell, and I have a F-14 Tomcat that I could put together, but I need to paint is my problem. So I don't know. That's my thing with them. Like, I'd love to have them. I'd love to put them together, but like I need to paint them, and I can't paint. I'm awful with painting. So I don't know. Maybe I'll know someone that does like painting well, and then they can do it for me. So. But anyways, yeah, because I went and saw Maverick with my neighbor, because we had been talking about it. He's older. I would work for him over the summers, and he really liked the first one like I did. So we were like, oh yeah, we'll go and we'll watch it in the theaters, because he doesn't go and watch stuff in the theaters because everything new sucks. So it was like, oh, they're doing a Top Gun reboot. Let's go see that. And it wasn't bad, but like it's nothing like the first one. It's so much like the first one's so much better. But no, I could do without watching Maverick again, because like it's so, what's the word? Like, predictable. It's so predictable. It's such a predictable movie. You know what's going to happen next. So, I've been trying to keep on my guitar stuff. I'll probably end this a little earlier. I mean, we're at half an hour now. It's not bad. That's not bad for not having much to talk about. I don't know how I used to do like so long. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been talking with friends, or maybe because the stuff I've wanted to talk about, I can't talk about publicly. So that also kind of sucks. But so that's the I don't know what I've talked about. Like I got my 6.5 Carcano in, and it is a nice gun. Like it's a little worn because it's super old, so that's what happens. But it's just really difficult to try and cycle. I've tried to like figure out if it's something with the chamber, whether it's something. I think it's something with the rounds now. I think they're just super overpowered because the first time I got it, I took it out and I fired it, and it had a massive fireball. Like it just spit fire. The muzzle flash, like it was crazy. You don't see it in the day, obviously, but like closer to the night, like it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna probably get into reloading, but the problem with reloading is that it's super hard to get into and start. It's not hard, but it's like it's costly. And when I only have one round, I can reload because otherwise I shoot 22s and 7.62 by 39 surplus, which you can't reload that. Um, like it's reloading like a 20 gauge target load. Which I really don't even go through much of, and then you need to get like all the shotgun stuff for it when I'm doing rifle rounds. So I'm looking to get like a 308 something, but that's when I get like a better job. So, that sort of thing. But geez, like I'm just looking like, and then cause the gun community is not, it's kind of gatekeepy when you get to like, oh, what should I do about like this kind of niche thing. Like if I were to tell someone, oh well, I got this gun, and they'd be like, oh well, why'd you fire it? And I'm like, because it's fun and that's why I got a gun. I don't get it to just sit up on a shelf. So I don't know, I kind of want to put it up somewhere, but I don't really know where, and I don't know what, I don't know how. It's not really that pretty either. Like it's just a typical bolt action rifle. I just won't fire it much because the rounds are like $2 plus each, so it's kind of costly when I take it out and shoot it. So it's just something. It's just a piece of history to have. I got my first pump shotgun. It's a 20 gauge Remington 870 because Kurt Cobain killed himself, I'm doing massive air quotes there, with a 20 gauge Remington Model 11, which is a semi-automatic, actually really cool, but it's really hard to find one, and of course they're super expensive now because of history. So that's also why I was able to get the gun that almost killed JFK and not the gun that did. So because it's much cheaper. Then again, it's the gun that Oswald ordered. It's not the gun that Oswald received. So that's your little history lesson there for today. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. I got stuff to do today. Just wanted to hop on real quick and say hi and keep an update and talk a little bit about the Tragically Hip and just all the other stuff that's going on in my life as well. So don't forget to follow me over on my socials, Mitch.fm, MitchDOTFM. You can also find me online, Mitch.fm.ca, MitchDOTFM, and then period CA. And you can find everywhere where I post the podcast and all my socials as well. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, what goes around comes around, and karma's a Mitch. Thanks again so much. Have a great week.